Merry meet guys, welcome back to my channel. Tonight, whatever you call it, I wanted to do number 14, week 14 out of the YouTube Pagan Challenge. I know I promised you guys that I wanted to do a lot more videos that are bring back the Book Witch and more personal updates about my life. It just seems that at the moment there's a lot of other things going on, and I'm not really feeling well. I don't know why, but I guess this full moon cycle has me kind of really on edge, and I can't really shake it. So I apologize if there's um, a lot of stuttering going on in the video. I know that's normal for me. For those of you who've been on my channel for a while, I do say a lot. That is kind of like my backup thing, and I apologize for that if that gets on your nerves. But without further ado, let's get into number 14, the week 14's question, which is for the YouTube Pagan Challenge, which is, do you use / would you try psychoactive drugs, hallucinogens, etc. for spiritual purposes? Um, the answer to that is I have tried psychoactive drugs in the past. Um, and would I use them for spiritual purposes? I think, yeah. Um, I'm not gonna, I want to gain as much experience as possible. You know, as long as they're not addictive, I don't think they're being is a problem. Um, I have tried. I know when I first started out, when I first got down here. Really hope my parents don't watch this, but if they do, I've tried mushrooms. And that's one of my first. That's my first drug that I tried. So I've tried mushrooms out on the beach. We did a ritual with some former friends. One of the people that I was, two of the people that I was, no, one of the people that I was with were still friends. But the other three, I don't really talk too much anymore, and one of them is not a friend at all. Um, but we did a mushroom tea, did a ritual on the beach, and stayed on the beach all night, and kind of tripped out on the stars. Um, I don't really consider that for a spiritual purpose, other than just relaxation and going into the meditative trance of watching the stars and being oohed and awed by that. I have tried the salvia plant. I have not tried the extract, which I believe the extract would be a little more potent than just the plant itself. It tastes like shit. If you were ever into the salvia thing, it tastes like shit. Ugh, it's disgusting. Like, you can't even, I mean, you can probably flavor it, I guess, if you had those little flavor drops or whatever. Like zero nicotine flavor drops, I guess. If I don't recommend that either. Never mind, don't do that. But salvia tastes bad in general. Other stuff like LSD or acid or any of the other hardcore stuff I have not tried, and I'm not so sure that I would use. I think the highest psychoactive drug that I would use would probably be salvia, or I don't know if I want to say this right, peyote, or um, the cactus out in Peru. I think it's peyote. Peyote. I don't know the name of it. I had friends of ours who went down to Peru, um, or Brazil, uh, in South America. They went on a trip down there, and they actually tried some, and they said they had a fantastic time. Um, and I think that would be kind of cool to experience. But other stuff where you're kind of sitting back and seeing it happen, you don't really have control of your body. Because from what I understand, a lot of this is just from my personal experience. A lot of people who are on acid or on LSD or whatever, they kind of lose a sense of control, and I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of not being in control, especially of my body. That's why it's really hard for me to astral project, because I like to be in control and know my surroundings. But I can see where salvia or anything to help you relax, like maybe marijuana, using that as a relaxer to kind of push you into a meditative state to help you astral project, or to help you sense the energies of the earth, since you are highly sensitive in that state. There are those who believe wine is a psychoactive drug because it does kind of lower the senses. It dulls the senses to a point where you're going at it from a, not really an objective, but you're more emotional. So you have that power that you can bring up behind it. And I'm totally cool with using wine as a psychoactive drug. It's not really hallucinogenic unless you get like absinthe, which that stuff burns, but it's not bad. I've never seen a green fairy, but it's not bad. So I think that would be it for the video. I know it's very short, but have I used them? I have. Would I use them again? Probably. I don't see anything wrong with it as long as you're careful and safe and you have someone with you. I don't advise, this is coming from a workshop or a smoke shop perspective since I'm a manager at one, I don't advise you doing anything like that by yourself. I don't advise you, unless you're really experienced in it. And I don't mean, you've tried it once, you want to go home and try it by yourself. I don't recommend that at all, because each time you do anything, and this is what I say for salvia, since salvia is still legal in South Carolina, since we always tell people who have not tried salvia before, if they're doing a concentrate, to start at the lowest one and work your way up. Not to start at the highest and work your way down, because when you start at the highest, things become really extreme, really fast, and it can scare the bejesus out of you, and you don't really, and that would hinder you from wanting to experience it again, when it really can be a fulfilling and awe-inspiring journey that you could take using salvia. And we always tell people when they're using salvia, make sure you have someone, like if you're going to take it if you're going to take it, make sure you have someone around to keep an eye on you, to make sure you don't get up, do something stupid that can harm yourself, or you don't get behind a wheel, or you don't get behind the car, like drive, or you don't start having health problems. Like if you're start having a panic attack in the middle of it, have someone there to catch onto it and, call a paramedic or calm you down, talk you out of it, things like that. And the psychoeffectiveness, depending on what you're taking, usually doesn't last long. I think the longest that I've seen, and when I say I've seen, I mean I've heard in stores, done from people, is about 5 to 7 minutes. That you're kind of in this hallucinatory thing, and anything can happen depending on your surrounding mood, the music you're playing, how you're feeling, everything that it's happening to you hallucinatory wise, are things that are affected from your external senses. So if you're in a really bad mood, I don't suggest it, because everything's going to come up really angry and really almost extremely scary. If you're really in a happy mood, things can be light and cheery and have a great time. What we suggest is, actually, I'm not going to say that. Not going to say what I suggest, because I'm not going to be responsible for that. So if you really want to know anything more about psychoactive drugs and their uses and their safety tips, I do recommend you guys Googling them and seeing what's legal in your state, because I know state by state things are different, and don't do anything stupid. I do advise you to experiment, not with the hardcore legal stuff, because I'm just against that, but with the stuff that, mugwort's an hallucinogen. Wormwood's an hallucinogen. If you're old enough, buy some absinthe. Try it out. Absinthe, and try it out. Learn the proper way to drink it, though, because if you don't, it's going to burn like a motherfucker. So with that being said, I'm going to end tonight's video. I hope you guys have a great time, and until next time, many blessings.